Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and we got some brand new Gouki cards revealed out of the new set, which is really exciting. And yeah, if you don't know, Gouki used to be one of the best decks of all time. It was one of the best Link decks we've ever seen. It was probably one of the first Link decks ever to see competitive play. Based around the firewall loop, it was really good at Link spam. All the Gouki monsters have the ability when they're sent to grave to, I believe they add another Gouki from deck to hand, which is pretty insane. So hopefully these brand new support cards can make the deck good again. Ever since most of the Link monsters in the game that were generic have been either errated, banned, or just straight up thrown into the garbage, Gouki has never really been the same. It also doesn't help that Gouki itself also just kind of got power crept. Basically, it was Gouki. Then it became Dark Warrior. Then they banned Gumblar, they banned Firewall, they banned all its best cards in the extra deck. And then the deck kind of just never came back. So we'll see if they can actually make Gouki in its archetype good again. So let's get straight into this. So first thing first, we have Gouki Martian Suplex. This is a level 4 Earth Warrior tuner effect monster. So we have a tuner now. Cool. 1800 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the first type of this card name once a turn. You can reveal this card in hand and whatever Gouki monster in your hand. Spell summon both, but you can't spell summon while you control either of those monsters except Gouki monsters. If this card is sent from field to grave, add one Gouki card from deck to hand except Gouki Martian Suplex. So this card kind of just fixes the entire deck. So one of the biggest issues with Gouki is they basically don't have any special summons from hand. Besides a couple of extenders they have, the decks are very normal summon reliant, so you start the normal summon, they kind of lose. This card seems perfect for the deck. It's just a level 4 tuner monster, 1800 attack, that just has the ability to reveal itself and another Gouki from hand, spell summon both, and then as soon as you link them off, you are no longer Gouki locked, because it says only while this card's on the field, you can't spell summon except Gouki monsters, which is perfectly fine. Because yes, you are a link spam deck, however, that's fine, because as soon as you link these off for like a Gouki link monster, or just cycle it off because it's a tuner, because I think we do have a new Gouki tuner, I think you're good to go from there. Next, we have a new Gouki fusion monster. This is Gouki the Tyrant Ogre, level 8 Earth Warrior fusion effect monster. 3500 attack, 0 defense, requires a Gouki Link monster plus 1 Warrior, Dinosaur, or Cybers monster. I don't know why it says Dinosaur. All the Goukis are either Warriors, and Cybers makes sense because it's a Link deck. Is it Dinosaur because of Dino Wrestler? I guess it does look like a big-ass dinosaur. I'm not sure why that's on there. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once a turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can target cards on the field up to the total link rating of the Gouki Link monsters used as this material. Destroy them. If you used a Link 3 or higher monster as material, those cards can't be activated in response to this activation. That's actually really, really good removal. Basically says, hey, if you use a Link 3 or higher Gouki monster to make this guy, you get to pop cards equal to the Link rating, which Goukis do have a Link 4. So let's say you use the Link 4 to make this guy. You get to pop 4 cards on the field, and they cannot respond, which feels really, really good. That's actually a really great removal. Then finally, in this card battles, your opponent can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage steps, which is also not a bad effect. That's kind of just a tiny little bonus. You're really just using it for its removal. However, I don't know how Gouki is going to fusion summon. The deck is a Link summon deck, and none of the cards so far have suggests fusion summoning. If this is a contact fusion, I could see that, but it's not. So I'm not sure how we're supposed to make this. Next card, we have Gouki Dragon Ogre. This is a level 6 Earth Warrior Synchro effect monster. 2200 attack, 0 defense, requires a tuner and one non-tuner. You can only use the first and second effect of this card name once a turn. And this card is synchro summon. You can add one Gouki spell from your deck to hand. So this can add rematch, which feels really, really good. But to be fair, all the Gouki monsters can add rematch. If you don't know, every Gouki monster, like I said, when they're sent from field to grave, they just added Gouki card from deck to grave. So they all already can search Gouki rematch, but now you have a synchro that is like made to search Gouki rematch, I guess, which is pretty nice. This card is sent to graveyard. You target one Earth monster you control. Add one Gouki monster with a lower attack equal to its graveyard to your hand. Also, while the targeted monster is face up on your field, your opponent's monster can only target that monster for attacks. What? Alright, let me read that again. This card is set to graveyard. You target one Earth monster you control. Add one Gouki monster with a lower attack from your graveyard to your hand. Also, while that targeted monster is face up on your field, your opponent can't target that. Can only target that monster for attacks. I guess that's interesting. I don't know if that part really matters. The good thing about this part is just it's a synchro monster that adds any Gouki spell, which is not bad. So you can go Suprex, spell summon itself, spell summon out like a level 2 guy. I think like Octo Stretch is like a level 2. Then you make Gouki Dragon Ogre, synchro them off. Those two will go Chain Link 1, add any Gouki card, Chain Link 2, add any Gouki card, Chain Link 3, add any Gouki spell from that to hand, so you'll get rematch. After a rematch, get back 2 cards, reborn them, and then you can link these off for a Link 3. And then if this card is sent to grave, you can then target the Earth monster you control, add a Gouki monster with lower attack, and then you just add back to hand, which is pretty good. That's actually a really solid combo for the deck. Next, you have Gouki Shriek Ogre. There's a Link to Earth Warrior effect monster. 1900 attack. Its arrows are pointing down, bottom left and bottom right. It requires 2 Gouki material. Can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once a turn. If a Gouki monster is added from your deck to hand, except by drawing it, spell summon any number of Gouki monsters from your hand with different levels from each other. But also you can't spell summon for the rest of the turn, except most face-up monsters, except Gouki monsters. During the main phase, you can fusion summon 1 Gouki monster using your extra deck, or using from your hand or extra deck as material. Wait, what? This card's insane. So if you don't understand what this card's saying, it says, hey, on Link Summon, you can only use each effect of this card once a turn. Actually, no, that's not true. It's not an on Link Summon. This is a Link 2 that says, hey, anytime you add Gouki monsters from deck to hand, except by drawing it, once per turn, you can just spell summon any number of Gouki monsters from your hand with different levels from each other. But then, you can't spell summon while you control any of those face-up monsters except Gouki monsters. And during your main phase, you can just fusion summon Gouki Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from hand or field as material. So this is not only the way you're getting fusion onto the field to pop the field, but it's also like the best Link spam card ever. Like I said, one of the biggest issues with Gouki is that they are very normal summon reliant. If you stop their normal summon, they usually just lose. This card literally says, hey, you can just pop off, fam. Like, for example, you can go Gouki Martial Suprex, activate its effect, spell summon itself, and another Gouki from hand. Let's say, like, Octo Stretch. Link those 2 off for Gouki Shriek Ogre. Shriek Ogre will not trigger yet because you have to activate the first 2 Goukis you just sent to grave. Those 2 Goukis will then add to your hand 2 new cards. You'll probably add a different card, not Octo Stretch, but one of the other level 2s, plus another Suprex. Spell summon those 2 on the field. Then, because the triggers it, you spell summon both from hand. Then you can make the Synchro Monster. The Synchro Monster will then rematch the hand. Also, you'll trigger off another Gouki. Then you can link this off for another card. And just keep going from there. That seems pretty good. And then if you want, you can even make a fusion summon. I wish the fusion summon was quick effect, because then you can board wipe your opponent's field. But that's still not bad. And then the final card we have is Gouki Fighting Spirit. It's a continuous spell. You only activate one of these cards once a turn, and you only use this name once a turn. When this card resolves, you can spell summon 1 level 4 Earth Warrior dinosaur, or Cyber's monster from your hand in defense. You can tribute one Link 3 or higher Gouki monster to special one Dino Wrestler, G Golem monster from your deck or extra deck. So I guess they're combining G Golems and Dino Wrestlers into Gouki, which is interesting. If you don't know, G Golem is a Cyberse archetype that's based around the G Golem cards, which I don't know they have any synergies with Gouki. However, Dino Wrestlers definitely don't have any synergies besides them having wrestlers in the art. Let me look up G Golem real quick. G Golem. Because G Golem is one of my archetypes I all wanted to be good. It's one of the only Cyberse decks I ever really played. We have, of course, Crystal Heart, who requires 2 Cyberse monsters and needs a free reborn. You can target 1 Earth Link monster in your graveyard, spell summon this card to a zone it points to, then plays 1 G Golem counter on his card. You can only use each effect of G Golem in this card once per turn. And then he has the other effect that during the battle phase, also this card attacks at the physical position and inflict piercing damage to your opponent, which is pretty interesting. However, the card that most matters for the G Golems is like their Link 4 and Link 3. This is their Link 3. This is G Golem Invalid Domain. This is a Cyberse effect monster. Link 2, Earth monster. Co-link monsters you control are unaffected by effects of monster your opponent controls. Also, monsters must attack this card if able. And then it also has the ability, if this card attacks a defensive position monster, inflict piercing damage. If this card will be destroyed from the field, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls. That's the Link 3, which is not bad. And then the Link 4 monster for G Golem is this guy, this really big dude. I'm not sure what the G Golem Link 4 does. I kind of forget. So I guess the Link 3 gives you like super protection plus zones. Is there a way to like do more things? I'm not really sure. G Golem, no, we already read him. I'm looking for the G Golem Link 4. Here's the Link 1. There's the Link 2, my bad. It requires 2 Earth monsters. And this card is supposed to from your graveyard. Target 1 Earth monster in your graveyard. Normal summon. Special summon this card. And then it has the ability to banish it to add to your hand. You can only use each effect of this card once a turn. So this is Stubborn Mirror. I know G Golems have G Golem Rock Hammer, which I guess you can play with G Golems now. I'm just trying to see how you're going to incorporate Gouki and G Golem together. So this is all interesting support. Here's the Link 4. I was looking for this. So this is G Golem Define Trillion. This is a Link 4, requires 2 Cyberse monsters, 2 plus Cyberse monsters. Your opponent's monsters must attack this card if able. Once per battle, before damage calculation, it discard battle's opponent's monster. Send 1 Earth monster from your hand or graveyard until the end of its turn. Your opponent's monster loses 200 attack, also negates effects. When your opponent activates a card effect that targets a Link monster, quick effect, negate the activation and destroy that card. You can only use the effect of G Golem Durdragon Trillion once a turn, and he's a Link 4 with 3200 attack. So I don't know how we're going to incorporate the G Golems into lovely, what's it called? Gouki. But Gouki is a Link spam deck, and maybe the G Golems could help them like spam the field and help them like actually win games. I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest G Golem Gouki expert, but maybe someone in the comments can figure out some like nasty little combos you can do. It also has synergy with Dino Wrestler. So I guess the idea is you can like add Pankratops to hand, which is cool. I don't know what other Dino Wrestlers you're playing in the deck because they're like it's just a weird like they don't really have synergies together, and only this one card has synergy with the new cards. So we'll just have to see. Pankratops, of course, is a good card, but I don't know about the rest. We'll just have to see. But anyway, the support is solid. I don't know. It's definitely not enough to make the deck meta. They didn't really give it any, like, interesting payoffs. Like, don't get me wrong, Tiger Orange still pops many cards on the field, and maybe this is like a Ghost second deck. But the way how Ghost second decks are nowadays, I just don't think they gave it enough tools to do that. So it's okay support. It's solid support. It definitely fixes the main issues with lovely Gouki. But there's still one big issue it does not address, which is how you make Gouki pure, or just Gouki in general, able to compete with modern times. Because some of the best cards this deck used to abuse are banned now. Gumblar is banned. Firewall Dragon is errated. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, so the next one. Bye-bye.